PR Connections Radio presents.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're hearing this podcast from. Welcome to my podcast, Prospering in Health and Wealth. My name is Werner Dixon. I'm with VM Enterprise, and I am wanting to have a discussion with you about health, wealth, and wellness, and talk about how they actually interrelate with each other and can create a better environment for you, create a better work environment for you, a life situation for you, particularly if you have your health and you can focus on generating your wealth. And I think we'd have a lot to have conversations about. If you're interested, hang around and get your friends and relatives on board. And so let's get underway. Thank you. Let's go.
This podcast is brought to you by LifeWave. Ready to elevate your wellness game? Meet X39 from LifeWave.com. This game-changing patch uses phototherapy to stimulate your skin, enhancing strength and stamina by channeling your body's innate energy. Simply apply it to harness infrared heat, naturally boosting your vitality. Want to learn more? Visit www.lifewave.com/VernD and step into a healthier, more active lifestyle today.
Hello. I'd like to welcome you all here to my podcast today. The issue for my podcast, I guess it hasn't been live in a while. And so I've been able to change that and start live broadcasts and actually have a rebroadcast on Tuesday, the normal times that my program was normally running. And so I'd like to welcome you to my podcast and welcome to the inauguration or reinitialization of going live. Look, the reason I wanted to do this is because there's so much out there in terms of stress, aggravation, and just frustration with the way some of the things are now. Well, almost with the way everything is now. And so it has created an issue, an ongoing issue, and actually not sure how soon or when it's going to be resolved, or at least things moving towards improvement for the support of all of us. I mean, as people are being laid off, looking for opportunities, I watched some of the social media reports in terms of how people are responding to the increase, the tariffs as an example, the increase in buying their groceries and their gas and all of the frustration with that. And that's if they have a job. Well, you have to have food and gas, even if you don't have a job. You have to figure out some way to do that anyway. And so I just wanted to kind of start adding some options and opportunities in that environment. But it even started before that, before things got really to the point that they are now. And I guess I've been able to help some people since I've been on my program in the different events that I go to and attend. My situation was I had some health issues, and I've had up and down health issues, and with different components, as it were. Like back in the day, I don't know if you know Joe Montana, who's a quarterback for the 49ers. He got hit in the back, and he had to have an operation on L5S1 and his a laminectomy on his L5S1 in his lower back. And unfortunately for me, I had a similar situation that same year by doing some things that I had done, and I had to have a procedure on L5S1. So the same procedure. Now he came back and he was able to go and play football. My issue was that I was not able to go back and play football because, as a matter of fact, I'm still experiencing some pain, or a lot of pain, from that injury. And I've had my back injections, all kind. I mean, every nerve in my back has been injected in, and I've been offered to go in and have surgery, and I don't want to have surgery on my back again because I have had friends who have had back surgery, and so over 50% of them who have had it have either come out no better or worse off. And so I didn't want to have to experience that. And so I've been going through as much or as many options as I could without having that additional surgery. Again, the injections, the exercise, physical therapy, and those kind of things. And so I've been going up and down in some of those, depending on the issues that I'm still dealing with. And not only that, I had an injury, and when I was in the service in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, where I had an injury to my right knee, and I hyperextended it during war games and dealing with the Marines at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and hyperextended it. And so over the years, that has gotten worse and worse until it got to be bone on bone. And I've had the first knee replacement, and I've had the second knee replacement, and then it got infected. And so the bottom line is I've had 5 knee replacements. I'm on the 5th one right now. And it's still not perfect based on the fact that they had to rebuild my the leg because they had done so many replacements that there was not much bone left. And so they had to figure out a way to either rebuild it. And if they couldn't rebuild it, they were talking about amputation. And so I have a story, and I'll tell you about that some other time, where I had a conversation or have a relationship with my foot and thinking that I was going to lose my foot. But the thing that really kind of pushed me into doing the podcast or wanting to share this information with others is that my back, my leg, and then I had a stomach issue, my gut. Nothing. I could hold nothing down. I lost almost 30 pounds in less than a month and a half. And so, and I couldn't hold anything down. Now, for me, I'm luckier than most folks out there because I have at least 2 insurances, because I have Aetna in terms of my private insurance, and I'm also a vet. And so I have options on both sides of that. And so with those options, I went to my outside doctor, talking about what my gut issue was, and I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't eat, and they put me on diets, and they put me on food regimens and Ensure and some of the other things, and the prescription that he gave me, and it just did not work. It just did not work. I wasn't getting any better. So I went to the VA and talked to my primary doctor there, and going through the same thing, the physical therapy, and some. I had a dietitian assigned to me, and I just was not gaining weight. I was just still sick as a dog. So he gave me a prescription as well, and so that didn't work. And so I'm out stressing, looking for something that would kind of help me get through this issue, because one, I was a little afraid because I was losing weight so fast, and I'm not what they call a spring chicken any longer. I'm getting up there. And so I was concerned, obviously, from that perspective. Luckily, one of the companies that I work with brought in a resource that we could promote, and it happened to be a medical resource. And the name of the company was BioLimitless. And BioLimitless works with peptides and stem cells and endosomes. From that perspective, they work with your cells and all of the natural products and services that they could bring to the table in that. And so I said, well, I'll go ahead and try that. Maybe there's something in there. And based on the information that was provided, one of their products, it was called Biomicro. I can't. My mind just went blank. I didn't intend to say that, but anyway, it was going to be beneficial, I felt, but the problem was it was expensive, and so it was almost a little over $200, almost $300 a month that I had to go through it. But it worked. It worked. I started going back and I started feeling better and I got a little bit more energy. I was starting to eat again and everything was fine from that perspective. And so I felt better. And before I get too far into this, if you've got some questions about anything that I talk about today, you can give me a call or reach out to me one way or the other. My telephone number is 702-580-9397. That's Werner Dixon, 702-580-9397. And I have other social media ways to get in touch with me as well. But anyway, in terms of doing that and feeling better and having the energy and starting to gain the weight and eating my meals and everything felt a lot better. And it just dawned on me that as I'm talking and having conversations with other folks who maybe have some of those issues, that they would be in the same situation, but some of them couldn't afford that extra entity once they got past their insurance, and they didn't have the VA as a fallback either. And so I was able to purchase what I needed because I had businesses that I was running that gave me the opportunity and generated that financial support that I needed. And I said, well, maybe I can talk to some of the other folks out there and let them know that there are options, and these are some of the things that I went through. And these are some of the products and services that I went through. This is some of the technology that I dealt with in terms of how I corrected my health and how I'm continuing to improve from a health perspective. And not only that, but if those situations are out there for someone else and they need to take a look at some alternative initiative and they don't have the finances for that, I could provide some of the things that I was working on as well that I have been involved in that are still going and actually even getting better and better. So that's the premise or the concept that I felt that I was going to bring to the table from that perspective. And thus far, it has been really exciting. And I've gone through several products, and I've talked about them on some of the other podcasts, and I'll continue to talk about them and reintroduce them as well. But I guess what I wanted to talk about today was how health, wealth, and prosperity are interconnected. And what I mean by that, I mean it as I'm going through and doing my research and looking more and more into this and understanding what's going on today and what's going on tomorrow and what are the options, how do you resolve, how do you manage, how do you work or get through this particular environment. And so if you've got your health, maybe you're physically able to work on generating your wealth, so you can look at what I have or what someone has out there, and take advantage of some of the opportunities out there. Some of the AI is in particular one of the issues that are here today, and it's going to get even more severe. And so you can get started in AI for no charge, and kind of start earning an income from that perspective. If you got your health, you can do that. But if you don't have your health and you're struggling because you're sick, you're not going to work, you're calling in sick, your kids are sick because you're sick, your kids are sick, your wife is sick, everybody is sick in the house. You're not motivated to try to go out and earn additional income because you can't keep up with the income that you currently have. And so my job, as I felt it would be to give you options and opportunities to hopefully help resolve both of those issues. And if not resolve them, at least make it manageable from the perspective of you start a project and you start feeling better about your financial situation because you've got something or you've got a direction to move in. And the other part of that, I mean, you have to obviously have a mental framework in terms of making a decision to move in that area, unless you're forced in from an economic perspective in doing that. But the issue too is that if you're sick, you're not out trying to make some income. But if you're already fairly well off, you have a better, say, a life expectancy. And based on some of the research, and I've got some notes here, and based on some of the research that I've found, if you're financially well off, at least from that perspective, and you want to look for medication or those kind of things to help you keep going, 9 times out of 10, your family is going to be well off or healthy as well. And what I mean well off and healthy, what I mean by that is you have options in terms of seeing a doctor. You have options in terms of looking for alternative methods of keeping you healthy. You're in an environment where you've got a home life that's steady for you, that you're comfortable and your family is comfortable in the environments that you're in. And that also leads to, again, based on some of the studying that I've been doing and looking into it, considering everything, is that you create generational health and wealth from that perspective as well, because your kids, they come up because they have they can go to the pediatrician, they can go to the doctors, they can see whatever medical issues that they're taking care of. They got education, they can take the extra classes, they can take the upper class scenarios where they're continually being inundated or I could say poured into from an educational perspective, and they know that how their parents or how their family is or how they're living in terms of their level of comfort. And the 9 times out of 10, they want to continue that level of comfort moving forward. And so from a perspective of having income, and that's great and being able to do it, but for the rest of us who aren't rich and famous, for the rest of us who are out there making sure that we can even exist and have a better life. And I guess I joke sometimes, well, I'm not joking sometimes, but I say to my kids and other people that I deal with that what I'm doing now is for my grandkids. I have 7 grandkids. And so there's a lot of things that are coming to fruition that I'm trying to provide to folks so that they can obviously increase their financial side. If they have some health issues, we talk about that as well. And I recommend or suggest some areas that can be resolved, or at least a direction that you can take a look at. I mean, what I've done in the past is that I've had folks on my program where I've interviewed them about medical things and medical issues that they're dealing with, or financial issues that they're dealing with, psychological issues that they're dealing with, and motivation as well. So I try to have a plethora or a variety of individuals that I interview to introduce you to. And the medication that I also interview folks on, I'm not necessarily taking those medications, but based on conversations with them, that medication that I'm promoting through them on my show, by letting them be interviewed, and we talk through the efficacy of what they're providing. And if I feel that someone it's significant enough for me to introduce it, that's what I'll do. And the same thing from a psychological perspective as well. I mean, I guess what I'm really trying to say is that these things are so interrelated, whether you're financially well off or whether your health is really good. These things are, good and bad for each other. They're good because if you're financially well off, like I said, you can go ahead and do what you need to do to get your health issues taken care of, even if you do it outside the box. You go to your medical facilities and maybe there's something that's going on that's going to be extremely expensive and your insurance doesn't cover it. Or even if your insurance covers it, maybe your copay is astronomical. So there's an opportunity for you, since you're financially well off, you can make those decisions in terms of what you're going to do about that component in your life. But if you're not, if you're on the other side of this, I'm hoping that you've got a computer, you're able to watch programs such as this. You can see what's happening on social media because that's significant. And what I offer, and I tried to make it as easy as possible on both sides, health and the getting a plan B in place, as it were, because in everything that I'm doing, for the most part, you can get started for no charge, except for if you need a medication that you need right away. I mean, obviously, you have to figure out some way of getting that. And if you don't, maybe I got some quick ways to help you earn enough to get that started anyway. But I try to bring that to the table. And I grew up here in Las Vegas, and for some of you who may not know, I grew up on the west side. Right now, they call it the historic west side, and there was 4 square miles over there that I grew up in, and everybody knew everybody within that 4 square miles. And so once things changed over the years. There was not much going on in that area. Now they're making a big push to bring back industry, to bring back shops, to bring back businesses, and so they're doing a really good job in terms of doing that. They've got weekend events where vendors come out and support themselves and bring opportunities to the neighborhood, good food, and opportunities as well to the neighborhood. And so that's going. And I've always thought I wanted to be at least supportive in that environment, and been able to talk to some of those individuals. Now, I was born and raised here in Las Vegas, and so I have a large family here in Las Vegas as well. So I talk to my nieces and nephews about opportunities. I talk to them about investments. I talk to them about AI. I talk to them about anything that they're interested in. They talk to me about crypto. They talk to me about different projects that I'm involved in. And I've actually interviewed one of my nieces here because she's a psychologist. And so we were talking about issues of frustration and what can be detrimental to an individual's health and wealth, as a matter of fact. And so we had a really nice conversation, our interview process, in having that conversation and understanding where people could fit in, and when they should go and see a specialist or an expert, and when they should be doing some other things to try to support themselves. The from a health perspective, the things that I offer to help you move forward. As an example, if you know people who are sick, people with cataracts, people with different issues, stomach issues, and dealing with pain, or any number of issues, even people with strokes. One of the products that I offer is through LifeWave, and LifeWave is a product that it works on your cellular system, and it works on the heat, the thermal environment in your body. You know how when you watch a movie and the cops are looking through the wall and they can see heat signatures? Well, that's what happens with LifeWave and the patches that they use. The patches, there's no medication that goes into your system, but it allows you to have those cells in your body reactivate or reinitialize. And like I said, I'm no spring chicken any longer. So I would love for my cells to be reactivated and restored, because after you get over 40, 50, and 60, your cells become less and less affected. And to the point where my age, some of my cells weren't working at all. And so it was very important that I got those turned around, at least supporting myself as well. I mean, because it has given me the energy to kind of do things like this. And so, and I'm actually loving life because I just feel, I feel a few years younger than I really am. And so that's significant. And again, that brings the excitement that I have to the table in terms of how I'm trying to support this. In terms of being able to do from a health perspective and also generate some income, I have a little video right quick that'll talk about one of the products that I use in AI and also light waves. And so I combined those two and created a twin. And I want you to see my twin, and he's doing a presentation. And so I want you to take a look at this real quick.
Elevate your wellness game? Meet X39 from LifeWave.com. This game-changing patch uses phototherapy to stimulate your skin, enhancing strength and stamina by channeling your body's innate energy. Simply apply it to harness infrared heat, naturally boosting your vitality. Want to learn more? Visit www.lifewave.com/VernD and step into a healthier, more active lifestyle today.
And the reason I wanted you to see that is because that's one of the twins that I use to actually promote my products and services, and they do it 24/7. And so it gives me some relief in terms of having to stress out over that. So I guess what I'm saying as well is, that can be offered to you as well in terms of being able to generate some additional income and take advantage of the artificial intelligence options that are out there. Because again, oh my God, they make you so productive in terms of some of the things that you want to accomplish. And because I do I do quite a few things. And so the more AI can help me accomplish those things, the better it is. And so, the other part of that too is that since my health is better and generating even additional income based on the improvement in health. And so that's what I offer to everyone else. And I have another product that is on the crypto side, but it creates a lifestyle situation where you can move forward and so make money and enjoy life, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Be healthy, make money, and enjoy life. So I want to take a look at this other video real quick on the lifestyle changes.
What if your success paid for your lifestyle in real time? Every sale, every referral builds your BG miles. Unlock access to experiences money alone can't buy. Drive Ferraris in Italy. Live the moments others only watch. From luxury escapes to unforgettable global adventures. And give back, creating impact around the world. The higher your status, the greater your access. Even Boogie figured it out. BG Lifestyle. Earn the life others dream about. Your miles, your status, your world.
That's what I wanted to do, is show you those two. One, you can work in and generate income. Once you generate your income, you can move into a lifestyle that is bar none. And even that program, BG Lifestyle, we've just been entered on NASDAQ on the OTC. So we're officially there under the umbrella of Mediterra. So if you want to look it up, it's Mediterra on NASDAQ. And I guess what I'm saying is that now is the perfect opportunity for you to be successful. Get your health together. I have options to help you get your health together, and I have options to help you from a financial perspective. And so I'm bringing this program because this is a way that I can help as much as I possibly can. Because like I mentioned, I have that fifth knee replacement. and it has created some problems. I mean, I still got a leg. I mean, but it has created some problems where I don't get out as much as I used to. So this is the venue that I'm using to help you as much as possible. So, and I will continue to do that. My name again is Verner Dixon with VM Enterprise. My number is 702-580-9397. And look, for those of you who, if you haven't seen it today, if you see it Tuesday, just reach out, get back to me, let me know what you're interested in and how I may be able to help. And we can work together and become a fast team in terms of doing that. And I look forward to hearing from you. So in the meantime, until we see again, meet again, I'd like you to continue to be blessed and let you know, obviously, the best is yet to come. Be there. Join me. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Voting is more than just a right, it's a powerful tool for change. Every vote counts and every voice matters. Voting protects your rights and helps to build a better future. And it's a way to hold our leaders accountable. Voting isn't just about the big elections either. Local elections impact our daily lives. It is important to study the candidates and the issues in order to make an informed decision. Don't sit it out. Your vote is your power. PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.